How's it going guys, JCVP11 here, and the S Pen typically separates a Note from any other flagship. On the Note 7, the S Pen's tip comes in at almost 1mm thinner than its predecessor at 0.7mm, making the writing experience truer, especially with the phone being able to recognize 2 times more pressures. Removing the S Pen requires the same mechanism as last year's Note 5, and the satisfying click is well and truly present. You get a set of Air Command features when the S Pen is pulled out. The one thing I really like is the level of customization available in order to change your shortcuts. These shortcuts don't just have to be S Pen features, but could be third-party applications that you use on a regular basis, and I thought that level of customization was pretty neat. Now I could go over all of these features in chronological order, but that would just make this boring. Of all the features, I've used Smart Select the most. It allows you to capture portions of your screen very easily, and granted that it was present on the Note 5, the feature on the Note 7 allows you to capture GIFs of videos, whether they're videos running natively on the device or running in third-party applications. You're able to set the resolution of your recording and capture up to 15 to 20 seconds of video, which can then be shared with practically anyone. Next up is Translate and Magnify. Both these features are new to the Note 7 exclusively, and they work using the S Pen's hover feature. Powered by Google Translate, the Note 7's Translate feature allows you to translate any word displayed on screen to a certain language. Of course, the languages supported are plenty, and the actual translations aren't too shabby, barring Google's tendency to get some of the translations wrong on numerous occasions. The great thing is that the feature doesn't only work in certain applications, but rather throughout the UI. I'd love to see sentence translation in the future rather than just word translation, and Samsung could take this even further by allowing users to hover over a word to get a definition of a word. Not too different is Magnify. It too uses the same hovering functionality of the S Pen, but rather to magnify content up to different levels. This might come in handy when going through maps, but it's kind of redundant elsewhere in the UI, unless you're rocking the lowest font and you have terrible eyesight. One of the most unique features on the Note 7 this year is Glance. It allows you to minimize a supported application so that you can continue using the phone for other things. Once minimized, you can access it once again by hovering over it with the S Pen. This opens up the world of multitasking, and you could have things like 2 games open at the same time, which doesn't hinder performance at all, or you could be scrolling through Twitter or Facebook simultaneously. Of course, how people use this feature may vary depending on how people utilize their devices, but once you're done using the Glance feature, you can just dismiss it like a Facebook chat head. It'll be interesting to see how Samsung steps up their game by allowing users to maybe have 2 or multiple applications open like this at the same time as phones get powerful in the future. The last of specific features that Samsung is really pushing this year is Screen Write. Again, this one's not a new feature, so to say, but it does allow you to capture what's on screen, and you can draw over it and make notes over it, or you can use the Smart Scroll feature in order to take an extended screenshot if you're into sharing gossip with your friends. And while that does it for the actual features of the Note 7, there are other features that Samsung haven't labeled specifically, but I'd like to touch upon. The always on display allows you to quickly jot things down and make it stay accessible on screen. The phone's IP68 certification means that the S Pen now works underwater, and if you don't want to use your keyboard to type, you can handwrite using the S Pen. But best of all, Samsung have streamlined their Note-specific applications that were found last year into one single application, which brings a sense of arrangement and a lack of bloatware, which is a major plus on the Note 7. And if all of that doesn't convince you, you can go to the settings and disable the S Pen floating icon and put the pen in the other way around. Anyways, that is all for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and leave a like rating if you enjoyed and found this video useful. Let me know in the comments if you're gonna be picking up the Note 7 and what features you're excited about. Subscribe for more videos and I'll see you in the next one. But until then, adios.